The Simpsons Season 36 Episode 16 teased a huge comeback, and I'm disappointed it didn't happen, while The Simpsons Season 36 Episode 16 seemingly promised a comeback from one pivotal supporting character. The long-running show then deprived viewers of this major return. As The Simpsons Season 37's arrival looms, it is fair that the show has been unable to bring back some iconic supporting characters from earlier episodes. After all, The Simpsons is now the longest-running scripted primetime American TV show in history, and with over 780 episodes to its name, the series has a cast of thousands. That said, there are The Simpsons specials where no main characters appear, entire episodes dedicated to characters like Moe's sentient dish rag, and countless cases of the series introducing new side characters instead of reusing existing ones. The Simpsons seems more concerned with novelty than consistency, with executive producer Matt Selman even calling the show's continuity elastic in an ex-post explaining Homer's ever-changing age. Thus, I was disappointed but not shocked when Season 36, Episode 16, Stu Lies, promised a major comeback that didn't materialize. As Stu Lies began, the episode initially focused on a protracted battle between Bart and Lisa. Lisa's brief impression of Bart led him to repeat everything she said and did for 6 months. An odyssey of imitation that initially annoyed Lisa soon drove her to despair and eventually resulted in enlightenment. When Lisa began working with Bart's antics, she taught him Mandarin Chinese and the saxophone, used his repetition to amplify her activism, and eventually even told him that this ridiculously long prank was the most supportive thing he had ever done for her. Marge was moved to tears by the moment and immediately decided to call her sisters Patty and Selma to tell them she loved them. However, since Marge's The Simpsons Season 36 story came a few episodes earlier, it was Homer who Stu Lies centered its story upon. So when he said he too wanted to get in touch with someone important before it was too late, it was fair to assume it would be his estranged brother. Instead, it turned out to be a random food TV host. Homer was moved to reach out to guest star John DiMaggio's Dude vs. Food host Thad Parkour, a parody of Guy Fieri and Adam Richman. Longtime viewers might reasonably have guessed Bart and Lisa's friendship would have led Homer to contact his half-brother Herb Powell, who he has only met a handful of times throughout the series. However, the reunion was not meant to be, and the remainder of the episode focused on a protracted storyline about Fat Tony's childhood in the Prussian mob. Homer's relationship with his half-brother is best described as complicated, as he never even knew about Herb's existence until they were both grown adults. In Season 2, Episode 15, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, Homer first learned of Herb's existence when their shared father, Grandpa Simpson, feared he was dying. Herb's mother was a carnival worker, and he grew up to be a successful car manufacturer, although he lost his entire fortune when he bet big on Homer's ambitious, ill-conceived car design. Like Marge's oddly dark, The Simpsons Season 36 story, this plot soon had a surprisingly happy ending in Season 3, Episode 24, Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes? In this outing, Herb invents a translator that allows babies to communicate with their parents thanks to a loan from Homer, allowing him to ascend to financial security once again. Although the brothers went their separate ways after this episode's optimistic ending, Herb is mentioned again in at least one later episode. In Season 24, Episode 11, The Changing of the Guardian, his voicemail simply notes, I'm poor again. Before Stu Lies allowed viewers to get their hopes up, The Simpsons Season 36 almost brought back DeVito's Herb in an earlier episode. In Season 36, Episode 1, Bart's Birthday, Herb appears at Bart's 11th birthday party. However, it is important to note that the episode isn't canon and Herb's appearance is instead part of a bizarre, self-referential parody of series finale tropes. The Simpsons has many stories left to tell, but the show has never been consistent in its canon and continuity. Herb appears at Bart's birthday, alongside characters like Hank Scorpio, after Lisa discovers she will soon be leaving for a performing arts scholarship. Milhouse announces his family's move to Atlanta, and Homer and Marge finally solve all their marital woes. Bart's birthday spoofs the sentimental, often absurdly convenient ways that series finals tend to wrap up the fictional worlds of their shows. Thus, Herb's cameo there is really an extension of this gag, not a genuine reappearance. That said, the sly nod in Stu Lies and the appearance in Bart's birthday are still more mentions than Herb has received since season 24, episode 11, The Changing of the Guardian. Thus, The Simpsons season 37 could be setting up a comeback from Herb, especially considering the show's playful approach to canon throughout season 36. In episodes like episode 12, The Flanshies of Inner Simpson, and episode 10, The Man Who Flew Too Much, season 36 mocked tired character dynamics and outdated subplots with fresh eyes. When Ned and Homer admitted that their mutually contentious relationship was secretly what both of them wanted from a neighbor, this allowed The Simpsons to spoof their tired dynamic while also reinvigorating it. Similarly, Herb's comeback could prove that The Simpsons has more than Disney parodies to offer new viewers. The show can bring back stories that haven't been addressed in decades and make them feel fresh, something DeVito's character deserves. The main reason Herb returned in Bart's birthday is that, like Hank Scorpio, he is a character whose comeback would be seen as a big deal for the show's canon. However, season 36 has seen the series repeatedly prove that it doesn't take any of its lore seriously, so there is no better time for this seemingly important character to finally return and get an updated storyline that demystifies him. This would certainly be more intriguing than another new character, which is what made the false promise of The Simpsons season 36 episode 16's character comeback a letdown.